In this video, I'm going to explain to you what an arraignment is. Everybody gets arraigned at some point or another if they're charged with a crime. Even former President Trump was arraigned in New York recently. So I thought this might be a good time to explain the arraignment process to you. That way, the next time you hear the word arraignment or somebody gets arraigned and you hear about it, you'll know what it is. Hello, folks. I'm Andrew Williams, and this is another edition of the Fedora Lawyer. I'm a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 29 years of trial experience. On this channel, I share my experience with you to help you understand the law and maybe use it to your benefit. So what is an arraignment? What does it mean? What actually takes place at an arraignment? Well, there really isn't a whole lot to it. An arraignment usually only takes a few minutes, but sometimes longer depending on the type of case. If it's a real serious case, it could take a little bit of time. But it's necessary and it serves four important purposes. Number one, the arraignment is necessary to verify who you are. Got to verify the identity of the defendant. So the judge needs to make sure you're the correct person being charged. So that's the very first thing that takes place. Judge has to verify your identity before reading the charge. Wouldn't do any good for him to rattle off the charge only to find out you're not the right person. So ID comes first. Second, the arraignment is so the judge can tell you formally and officially what you're being charged with. This way, you know from the outset what you're being accused of doing and what law you're accused of violating. And yes, you can be arraigned on more than one charge at one time. A lot of my clients end up doing that. Third, the arraignment is when you enter your plea to the charge. And your plea is always going to be not guilty. And the reason your plea is always going to be not guilty at the arraignment is because this is the first time you're officially made aware of the charges. Also, at this point, you may or may not have had an opportunity to talk to a lawyer or seen any of the evidence against you. So it would be just totally reckless and crazy for you to plead guilty at the arraignment 1 minute after you're being charged. So it's always not guilty. And finally, the court will set your bail at the arraignment. In most cases, you're entitled to be free on bond while your case meanders through the criminal justice system. This way, you don't have to sit in jail until your case is resolved. The amount of the bail depends on how serious your case is, your criminal history, your ability to pay, and your connections to the community. The best way to prepare for the arraignment is to dress respectfully for the judge because this is the first time he's ever going to see you. Also, if you can hire an attorney to be with you in the arraignment, do so. Your lawyer can go a long way in getting the judge to agree to an affordable bail. You should also bring some family members with you too. If the judge sees you have a family, he thinks you're more likely to abide by the conditions of the bond. Depending on the nature of the charges, the judge is going to set bond for you, but there's going to be restrictions on your freedom. For example, if you're charged with driving while intoxicated, DWI, or drug possession, something like that, you're probably not going to be allowed to drink alcohol, or that will be one of the restrictions, no alcohol. If you're accused of assault, the judge might restrict you from going to a certain place or contacting a certain person. And there are lots of other conditions the judge could impose on your bond. All right, so that's the arraignment process. It's to ID you, tell you what the charges are, enter your plea, and determine what the bail should be. If you like this video, if it was helpful, you might like this one on getting your probation violated and what to do in that situation. All right, I do hope this information was helpful. If it was, hit the like button for me. Maybe somebody else will see it and find it useful as well. And you can find all kinds of information on legal matters on my website at andrewwilliamslaw.com. For now, this is the Fedora Lawyer signing off.